Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Raven Maureen, and this is the video that I have been waiting to share with you guys. This is my 2024 sewing recaps. I am reviewing every single thing that I have made this year, and if we're being honest, I lost count. I really did lose count. It's somewhere between like 55 and 60 makes. And so we're just gonna dive in, and I'm gonna take it month by month because that is probably the easiest way for me to get everything just organized as much as possible. So grab a snack, grab a drink, take a bathroom break, do what you gotta do, but let's get into these looks. Okay, so January started off, I don't want to call it hectic, but I had a couple of responsibilities in January. And so I actually started off the year, and I don't think I talked about it as much, but I did a skirt tutorial. This is McCall's 8542. This was my first sew along for the year, and this was for the bubble skirt pattern, but I actually ended up not doing the bubble skirt this time. I did another view. And so I did this out of like, I think it was like a bed sheet, but either way, the tutorial is on my page, so I will link that down below for you guys. So then I actually made a turtleneck dress out of two patterns. I know that sounds kind of weird. So I put together Simplicity pattern 9018 and McCall's 8037. I really liked the trumpet flare skirt and the split on the skirt of McCall's 8037, which is why I chose it. And I had like this kind of like 1960s rib knit floral fabric that I got from Hobby Lobby. And to be honest with you, I haven't worn this dress a whole lot. I don't think I've worn it at all, to be honest. And so that's disappointing because it's actually a really cute dress and I really enjoyed making this. And so I think I'm going to try and bring her out in 2025. Okay, and this next one is probably by far my most favorite make of the year. Definitely my most favorite make of January, but we'll just say the whole year. So this is the Know Me Pattern Code ME 2001 by Nikki Brooks, aka Beauty J'adore. And y'all, this was an entire labor of love. I believe I did a pattern review on this pattern on this channel, so I'll link that down below for you guys. But I love this coat down. I actually made this coat with like impeccable, perfect timing because it doesn't get very cold in Mississippi, but around the time that I made it, we had like an extreme cold snap. There was snow on the ground. And to be honest with you, it was literally too cold outside for me to take these pictures. Like the air just felt like ice on my face. And so I wanted to get like a nice snowy picture. It wasn't going to happen. So I did it right behind me here in front of my closet because yeah, it was really cold. I also did the Coeli blouse. I think that's how you say it. It's by a French pattern designer. I forget the designer or the pattern company, but this was like, I just had like this vision of like an all black lace blouse, and I just loved the like the gothic dark romance of it, and so I just went with it. I haven't worn this a whole lot either, but I think this will be really cute for like a nice dark sexy Valentine's Day date maybe, or something like that. Okay, so then my second favorite make of January was definitely Vogue 2000, the DVF dress. I love this dress. I have not had time to make another one, and I really want to. But this dress is probably how some people have recognized me because it is in like a Simplicity ad, I think, that's been circulating all year through Facebook and Instagram and whatnot. But I love this dress. I love that the buttons don't match at all. I love this fabric. It was a rib knit fabric from Joann's, and I just remember the haste around doing this pattern and whatnot. Just behind the scenes, you know, we were running on a really tight deadline, but I really enjoyed it and I took my time as much as I could, and I really just want to make another one, like a short, really cute, flirty one. But my favorite parts of this dress is the collar and the cuff And I think what surprised me most about this dress is that I thought I was going to have like some sort of puckering or buckling in the chest area. It was none of that. And going back to that being in a lot of the Simplicity ads, there are some comments under those ads that are like, it's not possible that this model was able to wear it like this without doing major adjustments and all this other stuff. Let me just put that to rest and be like, I didn't even do a full bust adjustment on that. So there's that. All right, moving on to February. So February, I was like kind of in this like romantic mood, obviously Valentine's Day. So I had some like flirty things here. McCall's 7931. This was a hot pink slip skirt. This is a bias slip skirt. And I did like a rolled hem on it and a slit on the side. It's super cute. And I think I want to make a blouse to match it this year. This is again another one of those makes that really just did not get the shine that it was supposed to have, as far as like wearing it out and about and whatnot. Then you guys, oh my God, I'm just kidding. I made my first piece of lingerie, and this was the Roselle Romper by Mood Fabrics. So I did like a lavender type fabric with like this blush pink trim, and I'll never forget, I was at Hobby Lobby minding my own business, picking out my own stuff, and this lady was mad at the lady at the cutting counter. Like this customer was mad at the lady at the cutting counter and was like, you know, she doesn't believe in my color choices or something like that, if I recall correctly. And I was just like, oh, like, I'm sorry. And she's like, well, what are you putting together? And I showed her, you know, the lavender with the pink, and she was like, I don't see it. And the girl at the cutting counter, she was like, oh, that's a nice combination. And it was just a hysterical moment, because I don't know if that lady was just a hater or she just didn't see the vision, but it was just like a little like giggle moment that I had. And it's like, you know what, just believe in your own vision, follow through on your own plans, and just keep your blinders on. You know, if you see it, that's all that matters. If you see the vision, that's it. That's all who needs to see the vision. Okay, then I also did, this was also a little spicy too, Butterick 6964. These were some red pants that I made, and they've got a little split, like it's a vent on the bottom. These pants ruined quite a bit of white shirts in our laundry. I don't know how the red pants made it in the white pile. I have no information on that. All I know is that there's a couple of things that are pink that don't need to be pink that happened, and that happened like basically like the beginning of the year. And okay, and then, oh, I forgot I did this. So McCall's 8370, I did that Chanel jacket, you guys. That was like, I was just like, I want a Chanel jacket. I was heavily inspired by Meghan Markle, and I bought this, it was like a tweedish like fabric from Mood, and I did like a dark purple satin lining, and I had like these like panther buttons that were really cute. This was a hit on YouTube, and I personally liked it. And then I think I also added like some like extra little pieces to kind of like make the shoulders stand out a little bit more. But I do have an entire like sewing vlog about this, because this was really like a labor of love, and I really enjoyed making that. So if you have time, check it out. It's a really cool vlog. Then I also did a sweatsuit. So I did the hoodie for Nomi Pattern 2054, which is by Marcia, aka Kichibi Style. And then I did the sweatpants from Simplicity Pattern 9337. I believe I wore this on the plane to Virginia when I went to the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Show. And then I've worn it intermittently throughout the year. Okay, moving on to March. All right, so we had the Seersucker jumpsuit. That was a new spring pattern by Brittany Jones. That was Emmy 2063. I believe I wore this maybe once this year to like a July 4th cookout. But I really loved that like businessy type lapel in the front. It was modest because it was, if I remember correctly, like I didn't have to make any adjustments or make it bigger. It was just more modest because it did cover up my cleavage, which I liked, and I just liked the structure of it. I've been wanting to make like a full length one versus the shorts one for a while, but I do love this pattern, and I believe I also have a pattern review for that one as well. Okay, and then I did Simplicity pattern 9740. This is Mimi G's pattern. This was a polo dress. I got this houndstooth fabric from Joann Fabrics, and this was really fun to make. I really feel like this shows off a lot of my curves, for better or for worse, but how that happened, because if you notice on the pattern envelope, it's a loose fitting polo. And what had happened was I bought the wrong pattern size. So when I was trying to cut it, I was like, okay, just use the largest size in this pattern envelope, which I believe was like a size 14. So it did work out. It's just that it is much more form-fitting than Mimi shows on her pattern envelope. So that wasn't by design. That was literally because I had made a mistake, but sometimes mistakes are beautiful, I guess you could say. Then I also did Simplicity 8594, which was like the little black cocktail dress. To be honest with you, I don't even know what this fabric was. I got it from like a mystery box, but I did wear this to an awards ceremony for Joe's job, and I got a lot of compliments on it. I felt really great in it, and that dress has pockets. Okay, so I did have a sewing fail this year. Believe it or not, I do have those. And that was McCall 8358. This was a Laura Ashley vintage pattern. And unfortunately, I got all the way to the end, you guys. And it was like when I tried to wrap the dress, the hem was really uneven on the wrap part. It was like if this hand is the front wrap, this is like the rest of the skirt, like this is what the hem looked like. And I looked up the hashtag on Instagram, and some people had that problem, other people didn't. And I think it has something to do with my chest size, because it is one big pattern piece that you're using. It's not like the bodice is one piece and the skirt is one piece. It's literally the bodice and the skirt are all one piece. So depending on where you're wrapping that piece at, if you're wrapping it over your bust or under your bust, it could actually make the hem uneven. So I don't think I threw it away, because like I put work into it and I had wanted to make that for a while, but it is tucked away in my closet, and I don't know if I'll ever like wear it anywhere, but it does make me a little sad that wasn't a success. Then I had a little bit of fun. I did my Atlanta Frocktails dress. This was Simplicity pattern 9327. This pattern is not a cocktail dress at all. This is like a summer dress, and I just like pretty much was like, oh, this is a really great silhouette for a cocktail dress. And that's literally how it came about. But I have a vlog on that. I have a vlog on that entire Frocktails weekend, but a little bit about that dress. I did burn it when I was ironing it, and I ended up covering up the burn mark with like little flower appliques. So it was a big lesson learned about fabric and obviously heat, but this was also a really fun make. I don't think I've ever made a cocktail dress like this specifically, but it was like super girly, and there was like a lot of tulle and just a lot of like really like feminine vibes when it came to this. And I love the low back, and I love the skirt. I love everything about this. Okay, so May got pretty hectic for me. What you guys didn't know and what you guys didn't see was that in May I had to sew up my pattern envelope samples for my Nomi pattern. So not only was I working on my Nomi pattern, but I also had like my own personal projects that I was working on. So I did sew up my Nomi pattern within the month of May. Now let me tell you guys, and I don't know if I ever shared this on this channel, but the pattern or the look on the pattern envelope was never supposed to be that look. It was actually supposed to be like a blush pink type look, and my fabric was not going to get here on time to meet the deadline. And so I had to run to Hobby Lobby and literally grab like some broadcloth and some twill and make it work. Now, granted, like looking back on it, I'm like, wow, like I actually like the blues together. And if you look at the lineup from what everyone made for fall, as far as the designers, we all kind of more or less picked like a shade of blue, which wasn't planned at all, but it worked out nicely. But I will say that like I had to pivot very, very quickly with that. And so, you know, in that moment, you're like nervous and a little frazzled, and you know, this is like your first time really going through the motion of things. But in the end, like I said, it all worked out. But it's one of those things that still haunts me. Like, I can't believe that fabric didn't come on time. And you know, the crazy thing is, I ordered the fabric well within the margin of error. They said it would take 2 business days, and it took 10 business days. Okay, so then after that, I did McCall's 8117, and I paired it with the cargo pants for ME 2054. So last year I had made like a khaki version of ME 2054. This year I told myself I want to make like a denim version. So this version took me quite a few months. The top stitching, the amount of pattern pieces, it was a lot. It was a huge undertaking for me personally, but I got through it. I finished it. I love those jeans. I've worn them a few times to like brunch or lunch with like a really cute top. That same week, I was like on a roll for some reason. I did New Look 6507. This was a red off the shoulder dress. I was really obsessed with rickrack trim over the summer, and this is very evident in this dress. And then I did kind of like a tried and true pattern for me. This was M8069, and this was a red floral jumpsuit. I wore this a couple of times this summer. Because it's a tried and true, like I know how it fits. I know how it's going to fit. I love the way I feel. This is definitely like a cookout look, if you will, or like a, maybe a mall look, or like a going out to lunch look. So I did have fun with this, and I wore this quite a few times this summer. Then I also did a pajama set. The top was McCall's 8392, and the pants were McCall's 7757. And I actually took this on a couple of trips this year. I wore it when we went to Virginia and North Carolina, and I've worn it a couple of other places, like, you know, small like overnight trips that we've done and stuff like that. So June was my birthday month, and so I made these sandals. These were really cool. I was cleaning up around my sewing room, and I came across this espadrille kit that I literally forgot that I had, and I was like, I guess I can make it now. So I had this leftover fabric, like this, not real cowhide, it was like faux cowhide from Hobby Lobby, and I was just like, this will work. And so I did it in like maybe a weekend. I had to stop working on it periodically because the jute, when you puncture and put the thread through the jute, it was like making my hands raw. So I had to like stop and just kind of like take a break. But these are cute. I actually wore them a couple of times. They're a little heavy, but I get a lot of compliments on them when I wear them. Then I also did McCall's 8516. This was a caftan, and I did the sew along for this, and this fabric is from Mood. It was out of a mystery box, and it was just enough for this caftan, y'all. Like literally, when I was done cutting it, I had just the selvage edges left. it came close to being a make it work moment. But this caftan is gorgeous. When I wear it out, I get a lot of stares, and a lot of like nods and smiles and stuff like that. I love this a lot, and it's definitely one of my favorite makes. Then we also have McCall's 8119. This is a pink and blue floral jumpsuit. I had a lot of fun making this. I had my eye on this pattern for a while. I did not get to wear this summer. This is kind of upsetting. So hopefully I get to wear it next summer for sure. Okay, and this is quite possibly my other favorite make of June. This is Emmy 2039, and this was my birthday dress. Oh my gosh. So this was like an all-white dress. I actually made this out of broadcloth, and this is Alyssa's pattern. If you follow Alyssa Threads, she's a Nomi designer, and this is her pattern. And it's like a cute little baby doll dress. I loved this for my birthday this year. I have a whole vlog sharing what we did on my birthday and, you know, making the dress and whatnot. You guys can check that out. But this was beautiful, and I can't wait to wear it again when that time comes or when an opportunity presents itself. But I really love this dress, you guys. Okay, so I think I broke the internet just a little bit when I did this one. This was Simplicity pattern 9598, and this was a leopard dress. This is a Mimi G pattern, and the back is out just a little bit, and it's got like this cute little v-neck in the front. I believe this was originally like either like a fall or early spring pattern. I made it for the summer. Y'all know how it is. We're creative over here. So I made this, and I was like, oh, what if we do like slow motion video for it? And it happened to be like spritzing outside, so I put like a scarf on my head because it was truly like spritzing intermittently, and I was like, oh, this might be a look. So this was all, once again, a beautiful mistake or a beautiful happenstance, but this was also really fun, and I enjoyed this look a lot. So moving on to July, I got into some vintage stuff here. So at the top, this was Simplicity 9538, and this was a vintage red blouse that I happened to pair with some shorts that I made like maybe a year or two ago. The shorts are 8932, but this was a really great combo. Again, I had so much fun with this look. The hat that I'm wearing in this look, I bought the hat like 3 years ago, and this is my first time wearing the hat. Unbelievable. All right, Simplicity 8424. This is the wrap shirt. This is actually a ballet sweater pattern, and I just made it into like a t-shirt pattern. And then I did the new linen pants from the summer collection for Simplicity 9956. And this is like a color block linen pant. It's got like on the inseam and in the pockets, there's a different type of stripe and whatnot, but there's an entire sew along for these pants if you guys are interested in learning how to make these. Oh, I love this outfit too. Oh, I was really on one in July, like Simplicity pattern 9929. This was yet another Mimi G pattern. This was a lounge set. So this lounge set has got like this really gorgeous cowl neck. I love this top. This top is absolutely stunning. And then the pants are kind of like a wide leg, like maybe gaucho style or something. But they've got like a really big gusset in the inseam that really make them like flare out. So this was definitely like a unique design, probably something that you guys would not have thought that I would have picked. But y'all, this set is super comfortable. So if you haven't made it yet, what are you waiting for? It's really comfortable. Ooh, the white satin blouse, Simplicity pattern 9851. This blouse was cut completely on the bias. And I was supposed to wear this on our anniversary trip, which got canceled this year. We had kind of a family emergency, so I never got to like wear it out, but I really love this blouse, and I can't wait for its moment in the sun. I also did McCall's 7946. I was really late to the gingham party this year. I know cottagecore was like so 3 years ago, but I've always wanted a gingham dress, and so I made one that's like kind of like a black and white gingham, and I wore this a bit. in the summer. This was definitely like my throw on and get my nails done dress for sure. I also did Simplicity 9614, the strawberry polo dress. This dress was so fun. It just reminds me of like pop art. I felt like really young and youthful and silly in it, but it was great. And a lot of you kind of came down on me for my hemline, but oh well. Also did McCall's 8505. I was really spicy in July. Like, these looks are really spicy. So I did McCall's 8505. This was the Sew Your View pattern that my girl Stacy did. And I had this black rib knit. She talked me into getting like bra cups to fit into the dress, which was like, it worked so well. So I'm so thankful for Stacy for sharing that. And if you want to learn how to make this, if you need more resources on how to do this dress, definitely check out Stacy's page. I'll link it down below. 8506, which was a yellow tiered dress. Now, if you look at these photos, the espadrilles that I'm wearing are the ones I made in June. And I just love how this bright yellow really worked with the cowhide sandals. And I believe we like went to the supermarket after we took these pictures, and I did get quite a few compliments on it. So this was a great dress. Another one of those dresses that I wore a few times this summer. I mean, it's basically just like a tent dress with like a bunch of tiers, but it's great. I love it. Okay, and then I also did McCall's 8482, excuse me. And I turned this tablecloth into a top. We had gone to like an estate sale, and the estate sale did say like they would have like some linens and things, and I came across this tablecloth and I was like, maybe it'll work for, you know, a project. Unfortunately, the tablecloth wasn't big enough for me to use like for the entire pattern, so I had to use some like eyelet fabric that I had in my stash and like make those the sleeves. But the body, like the bodice of that top, is the actual tablecloth that I got from that estate sale. So September was super busy for me as well. It was National Sewing Month, and on top of that, I had to make and take pictures of my Spring Nomi pattern, which here's a sneak peek of those. So I had to make the pink tweed one and then the stripe one. I will be having like a full pattern review video on those, so stay tuned for that in the next few weeks. And there's also going to be a sew along as well. But that was kind of at the beginning of September that I had to make those. So that was what you guys didn't see me working on. And then I got into my play suit. Oh, I love the play suit. This was Butterick 6939. And this was a vintage pattern. This was a huge undertaking for me. I had never done a vintage pattern, like full envelope, where I did like every single view. I never did that before. And so I was like, I'm going to do it and I'm going to vlog about it. Like, are you crazy? Why would you vlog about something you've never done? Oh my God. But I had fun with this, and it was like, I wanted it to be like Americana 50s vibes. I love the striped play suit. I love the daisies on the skirt. This was, I would make this again. I'll just say it. And you probably can tell how excited I am about this project because the vlog is an hour long. I've never made an hour-long vlog before, but I clearly was just on one with this, and I had a really, really fun time making it. Okay, then I did McCall's 8098. This was a like rayon challis leopard fabric that I had in my stash forever. And finally, I just kind of like gave up and I was like, that's it. I'm going to make some pants out of this. And I did, and they're so cute. This was kind of like my fall uniform. Like if we had to go to the store or anything like that, or go out to lunch or something or run errands, like I was putting on those pants. And these pants were fun. I got a lot of compliments on them when I wore them out. And, you know, people would ask like, oh, where'd you get them? I'm like, oh, I made them. I don't think they believed me though when I said that. I really don't think they did. All right, moving on to October. So in October, my first Nomi pattern dropped, the tuxedo outfit. So I had to make the sew along for that. So I made the pants out of the maroon fabric that was late in the summer. And then I did like a contrasting black and white for the top. And so the top has a cameo button right here on the neck. And then the rest of the buttons are like these black, like glittery buttons. And I've worn this a couple of times, like to like special events or like church and stuff. And it, you know, it gets a good positive reception, I guess you can say. I also did Simplicity pattern 9818. This was a 50s vintage blouse. I love this blouse, you guys. This blouse has like 10 darts in it, but it is so beautiful, and it's got like a little bow tie. A lot of you were asking me like, oh, do you have a sew along for this? No, I don't have a sew along for it, but if you guys know Rochelle Handmade Designs, she has an entire sew along for this blouse that you guys should check out. All right. Okay, and then I had a little bit of fun. I did Simplicity 9010. I hacked this pattern and just turned the top into a sweater, and it's a sweater that goes down in a V. I wore this in a couple of videos, but I haven't worn it out yet, but it's really cute, and it's also very comfortable. Then I did McCall's 8534. This is my, I shall affectionately call this my Selena jumpsuit. I made it in red, and I made it in red for the sew along, and I just love this pattern. And I didn't have to do any editing with this. Like, I didn't have to alter it one bit. Like, this just fit me to a T. And I haven't had a chance to wear it yet, but I can't wait, y'all. Then you guys, oh, I had fun with this one too. My Halloween costume. This was Simplicity pattern 9088, and this was not a vintage pattern, but it was a period costume, is how I think it's classified. And so I've always wanted to dress up as a flapper for Halloween, but to me, I felt in the past, I felt like if you're gonna do a flapper outfit, like you gotta like go all the way. And so I bought like this accessories kit and these shoes off Amazon, and found this fabric. It's like Nigerian wedding fabric. That's what it was listed as on Amazon. And I bought everything, and I just went for it, and I had so much fun with this, you guys. Like, this was probably hands down my most favorite make of the year, because I just allowed myself to get dressed up and to really like own that character. And that was really fun for me, to just kind of like revert back to 100 years ago and step into like another time, and to just be like, oh, I can make something from the 1920s. Like, that was cool for me. All right, so in November, I had another streak where like I made a bunch of things in 1 week. And so I did Simplicity pattern 9383. This was like a shawl sweater. It's got like a checkered texture to it. And I've worn it a couple of times. It's definitely like one of those like coastal, like wrap yourself in the sweater type sweaters that like Nicole Kidman wears in like all her movies and stuff. That's kind of what this sweater reminds me of. Then I did Simplicity 9018. This was a mesh turtleneck dress. I got this fabric from LA Finch Fabrics, and I just love like the 90s vibes that this gives. Yeah, very cool dress. Then I did another slip skirt, but this one was black. This was McCall pattern 7931. So this is just like the pink one I did earlier in the year. I just kind of did it again in black because I had wanted a black one. And I've worn this out a few times, and it's pretty comfortable. Then I did Simplicity 8218, the fur vest. Now I do have a sew along for this one. So I have worn the fur vest out and about, and someone asked me like, where did I get it? And I was like, oh, I made it. And she was like, oh, right. Like, she didn't believe me. It's okay. It's okay. She don't have to believe me. But it was just like, I'm not lying. She was just like, oh, you made it. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Then I also did McCall's 8542, the bubble skirt. This was fun, and I had like this like weird like, again, I don't know, it was from a mystery box. It was this weird stretch denim twill fabric with like a metallic type shimmer on it, and I had just, again, just enough for this bubble skirt. And this was something that I made very quickly. It's honestly a very easy pattern to do. But yeah, I had never really had a bubble skirt before in my closet, and they were kind of popping up everywhere, and I was like, I'll make one, sure. That's kind of how that came about, honestly. Then I did Emmy 2016, Nikki's dress, Beauty J'adore's dress. Y'all know, if you've been here a while, y'all know that I have been wanting to make this dress for a while now, and I'm so glad that I got to it. It's absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait for the spring and summertime. I want to make an all white one. The all black one is Chef's Kiss. I've worn this out a few times and I get compliments on it all the time. So yeah. All right, December. So December, I kind of took a break. I was like, mama is tired. Mama needs a break. So unfortunately, Joe's shacket never got done. But there's always Valentine's Day. And so yeah. And he loves me, so he understands. But I did do McCall's 8312, the red Christmas dress. It's right behind me here. A few of you were like, where's the sew along? There is no sew along because it was honestly a post for Ulfa. So I will link the Ulfa post in this video for you guys. If you're wanting to know exactly how I made it, it's actually pretty easy. And I've made a version of this dress, I believe it was like last year, where I changed the neckline, again, kind of similar to that. So I'll link the video and the post for you guys. Then I also did my Nomi pattern again, 2104, and I did just a plain tuxedo blouse, but I made it a little bit longer. I was gonna add pearls to it, like from my pearl kit, and once I was done, I was like, I don't think this needs that at all. Yeah, I definitely plan on wearing this like year round. And I like the plain version because the plain version can be casual and can be like kind of dressed down a little bit. And so I enjoyed this. It took me longer than I truly wanted to finish this, but like I said, I just kind of was in this funk where I wanted to take a break for December, and I just kind of wanted to like take my time with it. Okay. And for the grand finale, y'all, I did McCall's 7683, which is the sequined silver New Year's Eve dress. This was also like a beautiful happenstance. I was originally supposed to do a jiffy pattern, and the nap on the sequins was like not going in the direction I needed it to go in for the jiffy dress. And so I was like rummaging through all of my patterns, and I was like, I gotta find something else. So I came across that pattern in my stash, and I was like, let's do it. And it came together in 2 days. The sequins is still everywhere in my room. I have to like sweep again. The fabric was a pain in the butt to work with, but it's gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. I love that dress. I love how I felt in that dress, and it's just beautiful. And I honestly wanted to just go out with like a nice like send off for 2024 because it has been a really great year. I want to thank each and every single one of you for being on this sewing journey with me, for watching my tutorials, watching my vlogs where, you know, you guys just kind of like hang out with me throughout the week and see what I get into and what I sew up. And so I am truly amazed and overwhelmed in a good way by this community that has found me and I have found them. And so I'm looking forward to a extremely productive and wonderful 2025, and I hope that you guys will be there with me for the ride. I will see you next year. Be sure to come back to the channel I am going to be rolling out a couple of things. I got some new fabric today. I got some patterns to talk about. I've got some sew-alongs to do. So there's definitely going to be more content in the next couple of days and weeks. So stick around. And if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. And let me know in the comments what was your favorite make of 2024. I can't wait to hear y'all's thoughts. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy New Year, you guys. Bye.